What is going on? Come with me as I prepare for a cross-country trip and drive to California to go surfing. About to pack all this together and I'm gonna piece it all together and try and make like a cool video of how I did it and where I went and what I'm doing. It is coming together here. I got my plan for my clothes laid out. My main event is surfing. That's kind of like what I'm kind of going for. So I have some warm clothes for the water, something to put on. A couple of like athletic shirts, some beach towels. You don't really know what's gonna happen while you're out, so you always wanna have like something kind of nicer. You don't wanna look raggedy. Yeah, the clothes are kind of coming together, everything else is kind of piecing together, and let's see for the next one. What is up? It is a new day. I wanted to put up a map here and talk about the route that I'm going to be taking and break it down. So this is how I'm segmenting it out and kind of breaking it down. I use ChatGPT to help me put together kind of a strategic route, one that was smart in terms of wear and tear on the car. So it has like nighttime considerations and temperature considerations and also points of interest. So starting in Austin, I was going to drive about 6 hours west to Boulder, which is a state park, supposedly having a very nice crystal clear pool, which sounds pretty cool. I'm debating between that and a city called Marfa, which is supposedly really beautiful, and I wouldn't mind seeing one or both of those. So starting later into the night, once the temperatures are a little bit cooler, driving there, spending the night there, cowboy camping it or just kind of figuring that part out. Then the next day, driving over to Las Cruces. I've never been over there, checking that out. So a 3-hour destination, stopping at the White Sands National Park, seeing if there's any swimming holes, if it's during the day, a place to stop and allow the heat of the day to kind of dissipate and chill out at a cool spot. Then driving to Tucson, Arizona, checking out this pine forest, which sounds cool, nice and dense pine forest. Generally, I'm stopping at places that are cooler and I can just hang out during the heat of the day. Tucson to Phoenix, never been to Phoenix. Apparently, it's going to be pretty hot there, but there is a cool river, something for swimming that I can hang out at. And then after that, I should be able to make it about 5.5 hours from Phoenix to San Diego. And at that point, that's when I kind of begin the journey, and I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do over there, but I'm definitely going to surf and generally check it out. So that's the map that I've put together, and I'm going to continue to pack now. All right, I got all my stuff together, and now I'm going to pack up the car. Nice. It is 6 a.m. I have packed up the car. It took about an hour to pack. Pretty dense in there. Surfboard at the top and a whole bunch of stuff you can't see. I have a few fears. One of them is driving in the heat. I have older tires. I have a possibly irrational fear that they might blow. Middle of nowhere, having a tire blown out sounds terrifying. That's the first one. I'm just like running a checklist of all the things that could go wrong, and that's partially why I wanted to go on this trip, is to kind of shut up a few of the fears. Like all my stuff is kind of in here. Like there's just a risk factor. Sleeping, where I'm gonna sleep and how. But if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. VIP, a bit in my tea, and still won't let me. All right, so I have just gotten to the first stop, which is Boulder State Park. I just paid a entry fee, and I'm gonna get out and stretch. And supposedly there is the world's largest, Texas's largest, or the United States' largest natural pool.
It's already saturated. They
Back on the road, headed to the next destination, which is going to be El Paso, Texas. The thought of the day is, am I wasting my youth? It's like, I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing this trip right now because it's like the best thing that I could come up with within my budget, within my capabilities, and it just doesn't feel like enough. Like, yeah, this is a cool adventure, but it also kind of feels like it's a little bit pointless. Like, I'm just doing this just because I can. And it's like, is that the point? Is that what we should be doing, is whatever we can? Because if so, then I'm doing it to the max. But then it's like, I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm just like filtering through the thoughts, like trying to find the optimism in the reality. And it's like, I wonder if I'm wasting my youth. Like, is there more that I could or should be doing? Should I be taking more risks? And if so, like, in what direction? Like you can take bad risks, and it's like, is that actually what you should be doing? And it's like, what about financial risks? Like, it's like, I don't want to pursue money. Like, I'm not into business. Like, pursue business? Like, no, I want to pursue experiences. So I guess I'm kind of like maxing out my stats right now because I'm pursuing this experience. I'm about to drive across the country and see what the country looks like. Yeah, I guess I just wanted to say that one thought, which is like, should I be like taking more risks? Like, what can I do to maximize it? Because time keeps going, and like, if you don't do something, then nothing happens. So you got to do something. So do the best you can, do the most you can, do the best you can, I guess. Well, the first night of sleep has been done. The first night is always the most difficult because it's the transition from I've been sleeping in a bed for a while to now I'm going to sleep not in my bed. That's difficult. If you're gonna sleep in your car, you need like a few things to get to sleep. One is dark. You can't sleep under LEDs. You just can't sleep. It's maddening. It's mind-boggling. If it's above like 76 degrees, you're just sweating. I have mosquito nets, which are just like nets that you put on your window so you can roll your window down so you can get an actual breeze. That is a game changer. You cannot sleep with your windows rolled up in your car. I slept great. It was 68 degrees. It was phenomenal. Next stop is Tucson. In about 2 hours, it's expected to be about 105. I'm driving towards California. I was thinking about, the early settling of America and the manifest destiny of heading out west, fueled by the gold rush. And I was wondering how much gold was actually found during that time. Millions of ounces, which convert to hundreds of tons to thousands of tons. So I think in the California gold rush, it was like 370 tons, California over 10 years. And I was also curious about, is the California gold rush like the largest gold rush ever? No, it's not. It was one of the first global gold rushes where people were flocking from all over the world to come and get gold in America. But there were actually several other rushes afterwards, including in Russia, Australia, and the largest, which is still being extracted, is in Africa. The United States one was like 370 tons. Russia was like 380 tons. Australia was like 1,000 tons. But the African one is like 67,000 tons. Is like something astronomically ridiculous, as well as still being added to. Baby,
No, I can't do what a man should be doing for you. Trying my best to put through for you. Yeah, yes.
I got about 4 hours until I hit San Diego. Learn how to check your fluids is an important skill to have. The engine coolant, which I have plenty of, my engine coolant is good, but there were like 2 other that I didn't understand. One of them is my brake fluid, which is getting a little bit low, but it's fine. But one that I actually have that is low and I need to double check on is my inverter system, because I have a hybrid car, so it has a lot of battery, electronics, that kind of thing. It has its own coolant system, and it was actually, it's below the min, and oh, it's 111 now. And the shop that I was at did not have any coolant, so I'm going to stop at the next stop that I can and see if they have any inverter coolant.
Roll this down. My tractor's.
Well, I made it to San Diego. Spent the night last night, kind of got in a little bit later. Gonna spend most of the day just kind of exploring. I started in what was considered the southwesternmost town in the country, which is cool, Imperial Beach. And now I'm kind of looking for surf spots and just general things. So I'm gonna kind of drive around to different towns around, check out the actual downtown area, check out the college and Whole Foods and a couple of grocery stores, and just kind of generally check out different areas around here. But so far, this is beautiful. This is very chill and very friendly, and people seem to be very friendly. Oh yeah, San Diego is nice. I'm gonna pull this up like a little map. So I started out down here in Imperial Beach. That's when I came in on the first day. I went straight to like the center of the city, and I thought I'm gonna get lost if I just try and like navigate through a bunch of different stuff. So I started in the most western, southwestern part that I could. Hung out down there, drove down the streets, and checked out all of the things over there. Spent the night, woke up, and then I wanted to drive up this little path. Checked out the state beach that's over there. Drove up the path, wanting to kind of get like a feel of everything that there is. And then I wanted to check out some surfing spots. So past the state beach, nobody was there at 7 o'clock in the morning. Drove up through, came around over to this like dog beach and to this kind of like cove that's over here, and checked out this area. Checked out the residential spots, the houses, the streets, what everything looked like. I made a video earlier where I was on this little cove right here, and that was kind of like my introduction to San Diego. And generally checked everything out. I found a cool surfing spot over at the dog beach that I think I'm going to return to at some point. I still want to drive around and check out a few different things, but after I checked out those areas, I wanted to see a couple of different types of grocery stores. I used ChatGPT to find like high-end, nice grocery stores. Check out this place called Lazy Acres, Lazy something, Lazy Farms. Super cool grocery store. And then I wanted to check out the park that's in the middle of the city. That's where I am right now, so Balboa Park. And I'm outside. This is a little bit of an update, but I'm about to go for a run. I want to kind of run around this park, maybe run around all of it, and just see what it feels like to be at this park, and then come back and I will continue to navigate around, and I'll probably come up with like another update. But that's what I've done so far. That's where I am right now, and that's kind of the plan moving forward. back in the park today. I was actually hoping to find some pickup soccer, but it appears that there is not any. I mean, it's a cool looking park. There's all kinds of like stuff. Just right over there, there's like an archery club, which is kind of cool, but not soccer. And figure something else out. No soccer on a Saturday morning at Boulder Park. What's up, y'all? I have absolutely no idea how to surf, but we're gonna try. Try and look like that guy. All right, let's do it.
All my exes live in Texas, and that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. Southside Shore, whiskey whispering those little sweet nothing southern.
So I'm in Del Mar, and I just checked out a surf shop, and in hindsight, I had no idea, but it turns out that the surfboard that I have is like I'm gonna say professional surfboard, but it's like a carving board meant for experienced riders because of how light and small it is, which it just looks cool to me, but that's part of the reason I've been having so much trouble standing up. But if I do end up standing up, I get major cool points because it's a professional board, which is cool, but that's why I haven't stood up yet. But I just bought some wax, so hopefully the whole like slipping off of it and just having trouble being on it problem will at least somewhat be fixed. Are you parked in one of these cars?
Carry on that way. Oh, I did some damage. I know it's true. Didn't know I was so lonely till I found you. We can go the distance. We'll find out in the long run. In the long run.
Energy that he does. He's like. Overall, a relatively irritating experience. The raw milk, they charge you $3 for the bottle, so like it's $9.99, but it's actually $13.99 because it's $3 for the bottle, and then you're supposed to bring the bottle back, and then they'll give you a refund. So I was like, that's weird. The kimchi was $9.99, but on the shelf it was $7.99. It was on sale, and it rang up $9.99. I was like, oh, like the kimchi's on sale, and they're like, no, it's not. And I'm like, no, it was. It was like $6.49 on the shelf. It was on sale, and they go, let me get a price check on kimchi. Someone goes over there, he goes, it was $7.99, and I go, right, but it's not $9.99. And he's like, and then they had to call like another person to come and change the price, and he was just like. Anyway, I'm gonna do a review. I'm gonna drink all of this because I want to return the bottle and get my $3 back. Good morning. I wanted to provide a update on where I'm at and whatnot. Left LA yesterday. I had gone from San Diego to LA, and I spent the day in LA. I went to Hollywood. I went around on the beaches. I went to Malibu. I went to Erewhon. I went to back to Venice Beach. I went to the Santa Monica Pier, and I was just kind of running out of stuff that I wanted to do. There wasn't really anything else I really wanted to see. I saw the Hollywood Boardwalk of Fame, that kind of thing. And I was just kind of thinking, like, I could go back to the beach, but I really liked either Huntington Beach, which was like an hour south, or back to San Diego, which was like 2 hours south. And I was like, You know, I don't want to backtrack. So now I am at the end of my road trip. I wanted to go to LA and then I was going to go home. So I'm actually putting together a new road trip. Now I'm headed to Denver, Colorado. I was in Las Vegas last night, like night. Kind of stupid. I have my thoughts on Las Vegas, which are basically that the whole casino is just a large scratch-off ticket. So if you want scratch-off tickets or like scratch-off tickets, get a scratch-off ticket. But putting your money into a machine that goes and then comes out, like, I lost $8. There you go. I lost $8. Anyway, so I wasn't going to sleep there. I didn't want to stay there. Sleep is something that's like a particular thing. Like, it's got to be somewhere where the breeze is blowing. Too much stagnant air, like you just can't fall asleep. So I just started driving. And now I'm headed towards Denver. I'm about to pass like St. George. The city is coming up pretty soon. And I'm gonna head to Denver as fast as I can. This is cool. I love seeing basins like this, like deserts, because this is what I imagine that underwater looks like. Imagine the water is like up to the top of those mountains over there, and we're in like a giant lake, and this is probably what underwater looks like, and those are all like coral reefs or like bottom stuff, and like there's probably all kinds of fish like swimming around. It's probably what the ocean looks like for the most part. I'm in Utah, and Utah is mostly desert and a lot of desert in this area, but a lot of this area was actually underwater hundreds of millions of years ago, and you can see that, which is really cool to see in person, just all the different layers, and imagining like a plane of water over the top and like fish swimming in all those areas, and imagine those are like coral growths on the bottom. But seeing all the different layers, I think is really cool, especially in person. On camera, it looks like rocks or whatever, but it's just interesting to think of it as a water level. I just think it looks awesome. So I just drove into Rifle, Colorado. Some pictures up of what it looked like from the ground, but I just hiked up this hill, and now I'm chilling up here, and I'm thinking that I might try and sleep here. My car is parked in a decent spot. Right? So I could throw up like a hammock like right there and hang out here tonight, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna walk back down to my car, grab my stuff, and walk back up here is the thought. The 35 was a place that said 325, but it had no signs or whatever, so I was like, small business, like whatever, I don't care. And as I pull in, it's like, careful with the dispensary. There's a fly in my car. Careful with the dispensary, like watch for your gas or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so like, it's a small pump or whatever. No, it's a dispensary. So you need to purchase gas to get access to the dispensary. I'm not entirely sure what they meant, but they had a special right next to the pump that said if you bought 10 gallons of gas, you get a joint for $1. So
I'm out of gas. I was gonna get 12 gallons of gas no matter what. So I walk in, I'm like, oh, and also I'm not entirely sure what to expect, like gas station weed. Like I don't know. Like I expect this shit was premium, glass everywhere. Everything looked brand new, fresh as it could possibly be. Like some of the highest quality. I was like, good morning. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. I wasn't sure what to expect. They just opened up, and the register ladies that were in there had to have been like 28. They were my age. I was like, good morning. They were like, good morning. I'm like, oh hi. Like what's up? Like how can we help you? I was like, I got 10 gallons of gas. They said, oh cool, no problem. So she goes over, and a lot of their stuff is like still being put up on the shelf. It's in bags, and she was like, oh sorry about this. We just got a delivery. I'm like, oh no problem. Like it's cool. And she's sitting there ringing me up, and I'm like, you know, I actually have 4 quarters. Like, let me go get 4 quarters out of my car. She goes, don't even worry about it. She hands me a joint, and she goes, hope you have a good day. Oh my God, this thing is like premium. Anyway,
I love having a good epiphany of figuring something out or something coming to me. One of the reasons that I'm on this trip is to kind of figure out what it is that I like to do. It's so funny how much I thought I knew about myself and how wrong I was. Going on a trip like this kind of just exposes you to all that there is. You know, you could go to Las Vegas and gamble, you could go to the beach and surf, you could go downtown and shop. Like, what is it? You could ride your bike. What do you like to do? And I think I've figured out what I like to do. I like juggling a soccer ball, I like kicking a soccer ball. I like doing yoga. Actually, not only is it fun, but it's difficult. But yeah, kind of long story short, there's just a lot to learn from being by yourself. I feel like it helps me understand other people on a more fundamental basis. Like I've learned a couple of those things, and I'm excited to bring them back. And yeah, I don't think that I'm necessarily any more important than anyone else. But I think the things that I'm doing could probably help a lot of people. Even if they can't do exactly what it is that I'm doing, if I can bring lessons back, that was why I did this. It's like, it's almost the same everywhere you go. There are better places and there's different stuff kind of wherever, but everybody's still like working. Everybody's still trying to figure it out. So it doesn't matter if you're in Colorado, California, San Diego, Austin, Seattle, New York, like wherever you go, the experiences are relatively similar. It's up to you, and just trying to figure out who you are and trying to make other people happy. I think if we had more of a make somebody else smile mindset, that the world would be a better place. Anyway, I'm gonna drive around some more. I'm gonna go see I want to go jog on like a busy street, and I want to go jog on a mountainous street and do some hill sprints. So good update. I'm in the University of Colorado. Never been here, don't know how to navigate around it. I'm essentially looking for pickup soccer. School is in session, so there's tons of like students around, which is like really awesome. It's nice to see a lot of people. It's very energetic. So that was nice, like just riding around. And then I started looking for pickup, and it has started to rain. And so I am seeking shelter in a random apartment complex's bike block. And I guess I'll just hang out here until it stops raining. I have my mapped out for where I'm going to go next. Like once it stops raining, I'm going to go to Foreign Field and check that out. But anyway.
Nah, I'm good.
Oh, hey. I miss you already. I was just running. I was like, oh man, this is a cool place to stop. Yo, what's up?
I started jogging it, barely got to 100.
This is the Manitou Incline in Manitou Springs, Colorado. It is a challenge where it's a straight incline up the stairs. It's about a mile of straight incline. I think I can do it in 10 minutes. Let's see. I have a friend who is much older than myself, and the way that he lives his day, he's a very intelligent person, and the way that he experiences his day, I think, is probably the most sober that somebody could be. And one of the recurring problems is what to do with time. We talk a lot about efficiency. If you have 45 minutes to drive, then the efficient thing to do would be to go as far as possible in 45 minutes. And I think that life is probably similar to that, where going too slow isn't fuel efficient, going too fast isn't safe. But if you have 45 minutes, trying to get as much distance as possible is probably the best thing you could do. If you're swimming in the middle of the ocean, any amount of progress towards land is efficient. I officially have a flat tire.
When I'm gone, put it in stone. He left nothing behind. I ain't here for a long time.
What is going on? So I have made it back home. A really good trip driving out to California, going to Las Vegas, going to Colorado and back. Spent about 15 days just traveling around. That's actually the second time I've done that trip. So I wanted to reflect on what it is that I learned having done it twice. And essentially it's just that there isn't, I don't want to say any magic out there. It's like the FOMO that I was experiencing when I was sitting here and I was thinking there's got to be somewhere better that's like just living a better life. Like it's got to be California, where the lifestyle is just going and surfing every day. Like driving out there, once you get over the tourist side of it, it is just another city. And the temperature is different, the trees are different, the weather is different, the energy is different, but it's still the same. So the summary would be, find somewhere where you have the best chance of reaching success, around people that are similar, around people that inspire you, in an environment that makes sense to your personality traits, to your lifestyle traits. Find somewhere that reaches you the best. Find somewhere that matches your aura the best and make that place home. The day-to-day of like what's actually happening in somebody's life is up to you, you know. Wherever you go, it's gonna be the same. So it's not the place, it's the internal. So I'm back now. What is next for me? It's a little bit up in the air because I'm looking for another job, but I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get one in the amount of time that I have. I have about 2 months. I'm looking for something that's more of a career move, more than just a job. And if I can't get that, I'm probably going to move back home to Wisconsin, and kind of restart, reorient, and just kind of go from there with a new mindset of whether I live in Austin, whether I live in California, the challenges are still similar. So it might be best for me to move back home, regroup, reorient, and possibly go back to school. So stay tuned for what happens next if you're interested. I'm going to continue to update. I have more philosophical ideas and adventures coming up. So stay tuned for what actually happens next. Thanks for watching, and have a great day, life. Thanks.